Okay, this is a quick video on how to set up some of the conversions in a spreadsheet for the Crystal Violet Lab. I made a table of like fake absorbances. These are not the ones that we got for the lab itself, so don't use these. But just to give you guys an example of how to do this. So this is the data we get from the spectrometer. So we went every 30 seconds, we get absorbances from that, and we often, it's often helpful to get it converted into concentration using Beer's law. So just to show you the mechanics of it, what I'm going to do is first of all move this table or this part of the table out of the way. So if you just hover over it, you can grab it and move it over there. Then I'm going to put a new column in for the concentration. Okay. And by doing that, I hit all borders. That gives me the borders I like. I prefer everything centered personally, but however you want to do it. I like to boldface the titles, and that's going to be, I'm going to put CV plus in brackets, which means concentration of CV. Okay. So to get the absorbance converted, we have to use Beer's law. You have the little a value from the calibration curve graph that you made. That slope will be included in this. So for Beer's law, we have A equals ABC. We need to get concentration because that's what that is. So it's going to be a big A absorbance over little a molar absorptivity times the path length. Okay, for that. So the path length is 1 centimeter, so you don't really have to worry about that. So you can ignore it. When you're trying to do this simple calculation, I would just ignore it. So on the first one, it's the concentration equals 0.17 divided by A. The A from our graph was 0.0153. So concentration should be 0.17 divided by 0.0153. So all I have to do then is basically set that up in the function area, which is right here. And if you hit equal and then type sum, that allows you to plug in equations basically that will do the math for you. So my absorbance is in what would be considered cell C2 as I cut across. So it's right there. So that's C2. And when I highlight it, it automatically puts it into that. And we want to divide that by 0.0153. So I parenthesize that and I hit enter, and it converts it into moles per liter for me using Beer's law. So 11.1. And then it asks to it suggests an autofill to do it for all of them. Pardon me. And that's what I would do. So I click on that, and now I've got my concentration values. Okay. Then you can graph this by just highlighting the two columns you want, going to the insert chart button. We want to use a scatter plot. So you're going to have to scroll down, hit scatter chart, and notice what we have for our graph there. Okay. So that's concentration versus time. Notice I'm not getting a straight line. So it's not going to be zero order in that case. Okay. So the main idea there for that. Okay. I'm going to delete that chart, and I'm going to show you guys how to get concentration into uh, natural log versus concentration. So I'm going to make a new table area and go through my usual formatting that I do personally. And now we're looking at natural log versus the concentration of crystal violet ions. And so for this one, I'm going to do equals, and then I'm going to just type ln, and we are using, uh, this will be B2. So the natural log of B2, and then close the parentheses, hit enter. That is now the natural log of the concentration. Okay, in that case, and I hit that it's okay to autofill that. Okay. So that gives me natural log of concentration. If I graph that, I'm going to go ahead and move this table out of the way, or this portion of the table out of the way. put the natural log. This is if you're doing the graph for natural log versus time. I put that next to it. Then I can highlight those two, hit the graphing button, and then again, I'm going to go scatter, which I just lost. And there's the scatter chart for that one. And now I've got my natural log of concentration versus time, which is closer to a straight line than the concentration versus time. Okay. And then if I want to do, I'm going to move this table portion out of the way here. And then to check if it's second order, I'll make another column. And again, I would be doing this on different tabs. So I would have, a tab down here. I've got one concentration versus time, natural log of concentration versus time, 1/4 concentration versus time. And I'm going to go ahead and do that. And again, that. And now I'm going to title this 1/the crystal violet concentration. And so for this one, I use the sum function, again, SUM. Click on that, and we have the concentration over here, so that's E2. So it's going to be E2, it's going to be 1/E2, close parentheses, and that gives me all of my 1/, values. And again, I can go ahead and take that. I can make another graph. It continues to try to push a line chart, so I have to change it to that. And that would be my graph for that one. Okay, so those are the different ways that you can make different graphs without doing a lot of work and using the function portion of the spreadsheet, which is really handy for certain things. I mean, there's times when you want it to do math for you, so you don't have to do it in a calculator. I mean, I literally did all of this in a few minutes. If I'd used a calculator, it would have taken me a lot longer. So that's how you do it. That's pretty much it. If you have questions, message me on Remind or let me know in class.